Hi, I'm Woody Keller.
And I'm Rob Roth, and welcome to Affiliates Corner. Today we have,
Michelle Walker,
and where are you? Who are you with?
Liberty Home Equity Solutions,
And you do?
reverse mortgages.
Oh, reverse mortgages. That's the Fonzie loan.
Yes.
A Fonzie loan.
Yeah, Fonzie. He's on TV. And
Oh, okay. Watch
So
the factor loan?
It's the new home equity conversion mortgage. There's been some changes to the program.
What's the most recent change?
Most recent change is the amount of equity that people can access out of their home. It's about 60% now. It's an FHA, government-insured loan, and it is designed for people 62 years old and over on their primary residence, and they've limited the amount that they can borrow just to ensure the equity position in the home.
So it's banks stealing the old lady's house?
That's a misconception.
Exactly.
It's a mortgage just like any other mortgage. The amount that is due when the loan becomes payable is just whatever it is at that time, but it is insured if they owe more than the balance at that time.
And you can use a reverse mortgage for purchase, correct?
Correct.
how does that work? Is that why you joined Ocean County Board of Builders?
Primarily to get the word out, to introduce that program to people. They're not aware that you can utilize a home equity conversion mortgage to purchase a retirement home. So what it does is it enables a borrower to buy their retirement home with a reverse mortgage. And like I said, it's probably about a 60% value loan.
Hold on. How does that work? Okay, somebody comes over to, say, Leisure Village West, okay, and the selling price of the house is $100,000.
They would be eligible, this is a ballpark figure, of about a $60,000
So they have to take $40,000 and put it down,
Put it down,
and then they would have a $60,000 mortgage. But do they pay that mortgage?
No, they would not have principal and interest payments on that mortgage, providing it's their primary residence and they reside in that home. And
I get it. Hold on. I get it. So let's say they sold their house up in Bergen County or something. They get to keep the $200,000 that they made. They take $40,000 of that and they put it down on the house.
Correct.
Then you give them $60,000 and they get to keep the other $160,000, put it in an account, so then they can deal with that. So that's their retirement.
And their obligation would be to pay.
So you're not actually stealing the house from them.
No.
Oh, good.
And
It is one of the only loans out there where the credit doesn't matter, too.
no, credit doesn't matter. It's a lot more flexible in terms of people qualifying for the loan. We don't really look at credit scores at this point, and the income verification is a lot more liberal than a conventional mortgage. So it can open the door and allow people to afford a home that costs more than what they might qualify for on a conventional mortgage.
How come so many people say, no reverse mortgages, no, don't even talk to me about that?
I think it's the misconception of when they first came out, and there's horror stories where people took all the equity out of their home, they spent the money, they're not able to pay their taxes. If you can't pay your taxes, it can cause a foreclosure, and it just has a bad reputation. But like anything with borrowing money, it's using the money wisely, and the government has taken steps to ensure that people are in a much safer position now.
And what are one of those steps? I know they counseling up front, correct?
Right, there's counseling required, so they know what they're getting into. The loan to value, cutting back on the amount they lend, and they also are limiting the amount that they can utilize the first year. They're limiting that to 60% as well. So in other words, if they were eligible for a $100,000 mortgage, they're only going to be able to utilize $60,000 of it the first year.
So they can no longer get it
All
above
up front.
100%.
Correct, that first year.
I didn't know that one was in there, did you?
No, I didn't. You know, who's your biggest opposition as far as like saying, no, don't get that reverse mortgage? Like if you're dealing with people who want it,
I would say it's just people who are uneducated. I can't put them into one group. Sometimes it's family members, sometimes it could even be their financial planner or accountant who really aren't familiar with how the program works. But once they learn how the program works and how safe it is, they're usually a proponent for it.
So you must have a lot of patience.
Yes. Yes.
Because there's a lot of questions.
There's a lot of questions. What's important is that you have the correct information to make the wise decision and use it correctly.
And there's a lot more hand-holding, a lot more
Yes.
dealing with the kids.
And you have a lot
Dealing with the kids.
Yeah.
though usually it's the children that initiate the whole process for their parents
Oh,
today.
that's cool.
Okay.
That's what I would have thought.
That's what
I
I'm
would have thought
finding.
that.
It's
I-
usually
I
the
think-
it's
I've
the,
seen both.
sometimes it's the parents that resist because they feel they want to leave the children in the home and they don't realize that they still are, but usually it's the children now that initiate the steps because people do not have enough savings, and this enables them to tap into the equity in their home, pretty much creating a predictable source of income for the future. And it takes the pressure off the family as well, because they don't have to worry about their parents.
Why did you decide on target Ocean County Board of Realtors? So you,
Ocean County has a lot of retirement communities, and I think a lot of people are retiring here, and it's just a great opportunity to help people who want to consider this alternative.
are most of the communities FHA approved?
Any single-family home is FHA approved. It's with the condominiums that, that's where we have to check that they're, usually what I do are the single-family homes.
Oh, okay.
Co-ops are not approved, and we have to do a case-by-case
Okay,
with
so
the
you have to be very
condominiums.
care- you have to
But
be
pretty
careful.
much it's the single-family home.
Well, it's very similar guidelines to a forward FHA mortgage
Correct.
when it comes to
It's
that.
exactly the same. Exactly.
Oh, that's cool. All right, well,
Thank you for coming.
Thank
thanks
you.
a whole lot.